live via Facebook streaming, live via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live broadcast. We live our lives according to ideals. We make our own ideals. We look for ideals in this way or that way and continue to live life. Simplicity, the only way to live your life without ideals. Simplicity means, a simple living means you are living without ideals. Ideals create complexity. Ideals create divisions in you. And because of this division, there comes a complexity. The moment you are interested in becoming somebody, you are following someone, you want to look like this one or that, you have formed an ideal. And the moment you form an ideal, the complexity comes. You want to become somebody else, certainly you will be complex. I recall in the process of the early growth, as a growing person, as a child, you try to make your models, ideals, and you try to live life like someone. Anytime I imitate someone, my grandmother will. The Sufis have a unique way of hitting. Zen may hit you with wood or something. Sufis hit with the words. Imitation has not helped anyone. You are that which you are, Tattvamasi Shvetketu. God told Moses, I am that I am, and you are in my image. So anytime I imitate or dress like my uncle, the Sufi master, she will immediately brush me. What is this? Be your own person. When you want to imitate someone, you make him an ideal, it makes your life complex. To be contented with yourself as you are is the simplest way and is simplicity. And you know what is the best place to live in? City in the world. The best city to live in the world is simplicity. Live your life simple, in a state of simplicity, in the city of simplicity. The future brings complexity when you are utterly in the present moment. You are simple. Simple means to be in this moment that is available to you, and I'm not bothered about what is going to happen next moment. Simplicity does not mean to live a life of poverty. No, it is a wrong connotation. Simple life does not mean you are living a life of poverty. That is utterly stupid, because the person who imposes a life of poverty on himself is not simple at all. He is hypocrite. He needs to impose poverty means deep down he hankers for the diametrically opposite state of life. But he is imposing upon himself something. Otherwise, there is no need to impose anything on you. You impose a certain character upon yourself because you are just opposite of it. Accept yourself as you are and live your life as you are. The angry man wants to become compassionate. The violent one wants to become non-violent. If you are non-violent, you will not try to become. If you are non-violent, you will not try to become non-violent because you are. You are a man, you don't want to be a man. You are a man, but you pretend that you are a woman. The person who imposes poverty upon himself is simply trying to live a life according to others, not according to his own innermost core, not according to his own spontaneity. And to live according to others can never be simple. Only when you are living your life as guided by your innerness, then you are simple. To live according to others means to live a life of imitation. It will be a plastic life. You will be one thing on the surface and just the opposite of it in your inner depths. It will be schizophrenic. And the only depth indeed matters. The surface never matters. You will be a saint on the surface, but deep down you will remain a sinner. And that is what is going to be decisive about you, because God is only connected with your innerness, your depth, your innerness, not with the surface. It is the society that is in contact with the surface. The existence connects through the inner depth. Existence connects through inner depth. The existence only knows what you are. It never knows what you are pretending to be. The existence never knows about your actings. You may be pretending to be a great saint, but existence will never know about it. It only knows your innerness. It never knows about anything false. Anything false happens nothing false happens out of existence. It knows only your real nature, your real you. Simplicity means to be just yourself, whatsoever you are, in tremendous acceptance, with no goal, with no ideals, nowhere to go because you are already there. All ideals are crap, scrap them all. It needs gut to be simple. It needs guts because you will be a constant rebellion. It needs guts because you will never be adjusted to this so-called rotten society that exists around you. You will constantly be an outsider, the society. You will be simple, and simplicity has its own beauty and splendor. Simplicity has its own beauty and splendor. You will be utterly in harmony with yourself. There will be no conflict within. There will be no split. The ideal brings a split within you. Ideal brings a split in you. The bigger the ideal, the bigger is going to be the split. If you are hankering to be something great, then the split will be bigger. The ideal means somewhere in the future, one day, maybe in this life or another life, you will be a great saint. You will be a different person. Meanwhile, you are a sinner. It helps you to go on hoping. It helps you to go on believing in the surface that tomorrow everything will be okay. That tomorrow you will be what you should be. Tomorrow you should be what? Tomorrow you will be what you should be. That is okay. Today, whatsoever you are tolerating it. You can ignore it. You need not note it. You need not take any notice of it. The real is going to be tomorrow. This creates the conflict. But tomorrow never comes. Whatsoever, whenever it comes at the present moment. It always is today. It always comes as today, and the person who lives in the ideals goes on missing the reality, because reality is now and here. To be now, to be here, is to be simple, to be like trees, here now to be like clouds, here now to be like birds, here now to be like Buddhas, here now. The ideal needs future. Ideal needs future. Simplicity is not an ideal. People have made an ideal out of simplicity too. Such is human stupidity. You make an ideal out of simplicity, that I am simple. Simplicity can never be an ideal, because no ideal can create simplicity. Ideal belongs to tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. It is the ideal which poisons you and makes you complex, divides you within, makes you two persons in you. That is the split. The one that you are and the one you would like to be. The one that you are and the one that you would like to be. Now there is going to be a constant war, a civil war within you, the conflict. And when you are fighting with yourself, the violent person trying to be non-violent, the ugly person is trying to be beautiful, so on and so forth. When you are constantly trying, endeavoring to be something else that you are, your energy is dissipated in that conflict. Energy dissipates only in conflict. Your energy is going on leaking, and energy is delight, and to have energy is to be alive, to be fresh, to be young. Look at the people's face. They appear to be very dull. There is no aliveness in their face. Look into their eyes, as if the eyes have lost all luster and all depth. Feel their presence, and you will find there is no radiance in their presence. No radiance in their presence. You will not feel any energy streaming out of their presence. On the contrary, you will feel as if they are sucking your energy. Rather than overflowing with energy, they are becoming the black holes to suck the energy that you are carrying. They exploit your energy. Being with them, you will become poorer and poorer, less energetic. That is why when you go to a crowd and you come back, you feel tired, weary, you feel exhausted, you need to have a rest. When you go to the hospital to visit someone, when you come back, you are exhausted. You have not done anything. As compared to that, when you go to a garden and when you come back, you are full of energy because the flowers are constantly releasing energy to you and you are absorbing it. When you go to the hospital, everybody is seeking some kind of attention, and because of that, your energy is being sucked. Why after being in a crowd you feel as if you have lost something? You certainly lose something because the crowd consists of black holes. And the more unintelligent the crowd is, the more of a mob it is, and you will feel exhausted after coming from the crowd. That is why when you are alone, sitting silently, not with anyone, in a tremendous celibate state, just alone, one becomes replenished because the existence fills you, rejuvenated. That is why meditation makes you younger, makes you livelier, makes you fresh. You start sharing something with the existence, your energy is frozen, no more, it is overflowing. It starts flowing. You are in a kind of a dance. You are in a kind of a trance as the stars are. A song arises within you. But in the crowd you always lose. In meditation you always gain. Why? What happens in meditation? In meditation you become simple. The future is not your concern anymore. That is why meditation is all about dropping the concern with the past and the future. Being here now. Only this moment exists, and whatever and whenever it happens, whenever only this moment exists, watching the sunrise or looking at the white clouds floating in the sky, or just being with a tree, silently communing, or observing the bird on the flight, bird on the wing. Whenever you forget all about the past and all about the future, the present moment takes possession of you. Present moment takes possession of you. Then you are utterly possessed by this moment and you will feel rejuvenated. Why? The split disappears. The split created by the ideals. You are one in that moment. Harmonize in a synergy. Integrated, you are all together. Simplicity is not an ideal. You cannot impose simplicity on you. That is why I never say that people like Mahatma Gandhi are simple. He is imposing a certain ideal. They are not. They are not. They cannot be. Simplicity is their ideal. They are trying to attain it. Simplicity is a goal far away in the future, distant, and they are striving, they are straining themselves, there is a great effort. How can you create simplicity out of effort? When there is effort, how can you be simple? Simplicity means that which is out of effort you are trying to improve upon your existence. Existence as it is perfect. It is total. It needs no improvement. The so-called saints go on constantly improving upon themselves. Drop this, drop that, repress this, impose that. This is the way the life goes on. It is not good. Continuous effort is there. And in this very effort, they are lost. Simplicity is a state of effortlessness. It is humbleness, not the humbleness created against arrogance, not humbleness created against ego, not humbleness opposite to the proud mind. No, humbleness is no. Humbleness is not opposite to pride. It is simply absence of pride. Try to see the point. If your humbleness is against your pride, you will have strive to drop your pride, your ego, your arrogance. Then what you have done is only repression. You have repressed your ego, you have repressed your arrogance, and you are become proud about your humbleness. Now you start bragging how humble you are. This is what happens. Just see these so-called humble people. They are constantly broadcasting that they are humble. The really humble person will not know that he is humble. How can then he brag about it? How can a humble person know that he is humble? The humble person is a person no more. He is in a state of fana, dissolved completely. The humble person has dissolved. Now he is only a presence. Humbleness is a presence, not a characteristic of personality. It's simply a presence, not a characteristic of personality, not a trait. Instead, just a presence. Others will feel it, but you will not be able to feel it yourself. So, is the case with simplicity. You are simple. Simplicity means living moment to moment spontaneously, not according to some philosophy, not according to Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity or Islam, not according to any philosophy. Whenever you live according to philosophy, you have betrayed yourself. You have betrayed yourself and you will be an enemy to yourself. Simplicity means to be in great friendship with yourself, to live your life without any ideal interfering with your life. It needs guts. Certainly because you will be living constantly in insecurity. The man who lives with ideal is secure. He is predictable. That he is, and that predictability is his security. He knows that he is going to do tomorrow. He knows what he is going to do tomorrow. He knows. If a certain situation arises, this is the way he has to react to it. There is no spontaneity. He is always certain. The man who is simple knows nothing about tomorrow, knows nothing about the next moment, because he is not going to act out of past. He will respond out of his present awareness. In this very moment, whatsoever comes, he will respond to it. No ideal, nothing about the future. We drive cars. We have a rearview mirror and two side mirrors. To go forward, we look into the rearview mirror. We look at the back and then move forward. At times when I am driving, I will block my rearview mirror and use the side mirrors to drive, to know how to drive on that road. Simplicity means you have no character. Only the complex person has character, good or bad. But that is not the point. There are good characters and bad characters, but both are complex. They have imposed something. Simple person has no character. Means he is neither good nor bad. He is beyond good and beyond bad. Beyond the two states. He is neither good nor bad. He has a beauty which no good people, which no bad people can ever have. The good and the bad are not different from one another. They are basically same. They are the two aspects of the same coin. The good person is bad behind it, and the bad person is good behind it. You will be surprised to know the saints always dream that they are committing sins. They are always committing sins. If you look into the dreams of your so-called saints, you will be surprised what kind of dreams do they go on having. That is their suppressed mind. Suppressed minds bubbles up, surfaces into their dreams. Sinner always dream that they are becoming saints. Sinner have the most beautiful dreams because they have been committing sins their whole life. They are tired of their lives and living that kind of life. Now, the denied part starts speaking to them in their dreams. It is always the denied part that starts speaking through the dreams. In dreams, the denied part speaks to you. Your unconscious speaks to you. The unconscious is the part that you have denied all about. Remember, if you are good in your conscious, you have cultivated good character in your conscious mind, you will be bad. All that you have denied will become your unconscious and vice versa, and that will start reflecting through your dreams. Simple person have no conscious or unconscious. He has no division. He is simply aware. His whole house is full of light. His whole being knows only one thing, awareness. He has not denied anything, hence he has not created any ideal around him. This is something to be understood. Sigmund Freud and Carl Gustav Jung. Sigmund Freud, Carl Gustav Jung, and Alfred Adler and others thinks that conscious and unconscious are something natural. They are not. The unconscious is the byproduct of civilization. The more a person is civilized, the bigger will be his unconscious. He has, because civilization means to repress this, to repress that. Repression means you are denying a few parts of your being that are dominant. from coming to the light. You are pushing them again and again into the darkness. You are throwing them into your basement so that you never come across them again. People have thrown their sex, their anger, their violence into the basement, and they have locked the door. But the violence, sex, and anger and things like that cannot be locked up. They will surface. They are like ghosts. They can pass through the walls. There is no way to prevent them. If you succeed in preventing them in your daytime, they will appear in your dreams. They will haunt you in your dreams. It is because of the unconscious that people dream. If there is no unconscious, their dreams will not be there. The more civilized a person is, the more he dreams. Go to the aboriginals, the natural people. A few are still in existence, and you will be again surprised to know that they do not dream. Very rarely, once in a while, years pass and they never report of any dreaming. They simply sleep without dreams because they have not repressed anything. Whatsoever comes, they express it. Simple person will not have any unconscious, he will not have any dreams, and the complex person will have dreams and dreams and dreams. Mahatma Gandhi said that although he had succeeded in attaining celibacy as far as waking consciousness is concerned, in dreams, sexual imagery still floated into his being. To the very end, he was having sexual dreams, and he was honest enough to mention it. And he was very much puzzled. He was puzzled because he was absolutely miseducated about the whole phenomenon. He was thinking that he had done whatsoever one could do to be celibate, and he had done it. There is no question about his sincerity as far as the efforts were concerned. He was the most sincere person in the entire humanity. He had done all that is set by the traditions, but he has failed. In his failure, the whole tradition has failed, the tradition of repression, the tradition of denying, the tradition of negation, the tradition of imposing ideals. All has failed in his experiment because in the night, whenever he would sleep, the unconscious would start speaking and the denied part will surface. That is what happens to each one of you. You have a fast during the day, and in the night you will feast. In the dream, somebody is going to invite you for a special treat. The feast creates, the fast creates the feast in the dream. And people who are fasting during the day start thinking of fasting, and they always think about it. It is only in the rich country which became interested in fasting. Now only America is fasting, dieting, and all things like that. A poor country cannot think of fasting. A poor country is always fasting, always dieting, always undernourished. Only rich people think of fasting. You can see the logic of it. We go on compensating. The dream is always compensatory. It compensates whatsoever you are not able to do during your waking state. The simple man will not dream, and he will not have any unconscious. He will be simple. He will live the moment with no ideals, no philosophy of life. He will trust his intelligence. What is the need of having philosophy? Why should one have philosophy? If you are intelligent, you do not need any philosophy of life. Intelligence is more than enough unto itself. Intelligence is the light unto itself. If you are intelligent enough, you don't need anything. A blind man asks for guidance to know the door or in what direction he should move. Only the blind man prepares himself before he takes the move. The man who has eyes simply moves because he can see, he can find the door. When the door comes, he knows. When the turn comes, he will know. He can trust his eyes. And this is the case with the inner world too. Trust your intelligence instead philosophies of life, otherwise you will remain stupid throughout your life. The major part of humanity has remained unintelligent because it has trusted the philosophies of life, the Christians, the Hindu, the Muslim, and so on and so forth. Remember, each child is born intelligent. Intelligence is not something that a few people have it. Everyone is born intelligent. But in the process of growth, we destroy the intelligence. Intelligence is the fragrance of life. Life has it. If you are alive, you are intelligent. But then, if you never trust, it slowly and slowly starts disappearing from your life. There is no more intelligence. If you do not trust your legs, you will lose the capacity to run. If you do not use your eyes for 3 years, and you will remain blindfold, you will become blind. You can keep your senses alive only if you go on continuously using them. Intelligence is a natural phenomenon. Every child is born intelligent. Very few people really live intelligently, and very few people die intelligently too. 99% of the people remain stupid their whole life. However, they were not unintelligent in the beginning. They used their intelligence. When they were small children, they trust their parents for guidance. If the parents really love their children, they will teach them how to trust their own intelligence. Teach the children to trust their own intelligence. Later they will trust the teachers in the school, and then professors in the college, in the university, and by the time 1/3 of your life is gone, they come out of the university utterly stupid. When you come out of the university loaded with degrees, honors, have you ever asked, do you have the simple answers to the questions that life poses on a moment-to-moment basis? If not, there is something basically wrong with the education system. 1/3 of their life they have been taught to trust somebody else. That is how the intelligence is gone. It stops functioning. Look at the children, how intelligent they are. Indeed, they are alive, fresh, and tremendously ready to learn. Look at the older people. They are dull and insipid. unable to learn anything. You tell them anything, I know this. Instead, they go on clinging to all that they know, but they never ready to go in any kind of adventure. The whole effort of the parents should be to make the child use his intelligence. And the whole effort of the education will be to throw the child again and again to his own intelligence so that he can function and use his intelligence. He may not be so efficient in the beginning, that is true. The teacher may have the right answer. And if the student has to work out of his own answer, the answer may not be the right. But that is not the point. The answer may not be right. It may not correspond to the question given in the books, but it will be intelligent. And that is the real crux of the matter. That is what is needed for education. Watch children. And you will be constantly surprised. I remember one day, one of my cousins, he was a small boy. Everybody used to say that he does too much mischief. So I asked him, why you do mischief? The answer that he gave me, it full of intelligence. He said, bro, if children do not make mischief, who else you expect to make the mischief? If children do not make mischief, who you expect to make mischief? It's an answer coming out of intelligence. But we start destroying their intelligence because we are too concerned about the right answer, not the intelligent one. Always emphasize on an intelligent answer. I have heard a small 5-year-old child was being bamboozled by his big cousins. He said, either you can have money or you can have intelligence. No person can have two things, either intelligence or money. He did not know what to answer. But the answer that he gave, it is out of intelligence. He said, my mummy has the money and my father has the brains, intelligence. My mummy has the money and my father has the intelligence. And the elder ones were stunned with this answer. They did not know what to say. Encourage the children to use their intelligence. Watch children and you will be constantly surprised. But we start destroying their intelligence because we are too concerned about the right answer, not the intelligent one. Let answer be intelligent and let the answer be somewhat original, the child's own answer. Never be bothered about the right answer. There is no need to be in such a hurry. The right answer will come on its own. Let this child search it within. Let him stumble upon it. We simply cripple the child's growth of intelligence by supplying him with the right answers. The child is never allowed to find the answer himself. We give him the ready-made answers. When the answer is given from outside, the intelligence need not grow. Because intelligence only grows when you have to find the answer yourself deep within. And we are too much obsessed with the idea of the right, that no wrong should ever be committed. And the person who never commits anything wrong can never grow. Growth needs that you should go astray sometimes. that you should start playing around in search of the original things. One should come to the right by his own effort, by his own intelligence. And that is intelligence. To be simple means to be intelligent. Simplicity is intelligence, living without ideals, without guidance, without any maps, just living moment to moment without any security. Our concern is with the right, and our fear of the wrong is nothing but our fear of insecurity. The right makes us secure. The wrong makes us insecure. But life means insecurity. There is no security anywhere. You may have a bank balance. The bank can go bankrupt any day. You may have security of having a husband or a wife, but the wife can leave you any moment, the husband can leave you any moment. She can fall in love with somebody else. Life is insecure. Insecurity is and security remains only an illusion that we create around ourselves, like a cozy illusion. And because of this cozy illusion, we destroy our intelligence. We destroy the intelligence of the children. The man who wants to live simple will have to live in insecurity. And now, when some Christians, missionaries, they become insurance agent. They come and give all kind of arguments to take the insurance. And in the end, they will say, trust God. If you trust God, then why do you want to sell me the insurance? You do not trust God. The man who wants to live simple will have to live in insecurity. He will have to accept the fact that nothing is secure and certain. We are on an unknown journey, and nobody can be certain where we are going, and nobody can be certain from where we are coming from. In fact, except for these stupid people, nobody has illusion of certainty. The more intelligent you are, the more uncertain you are. This may sound a paradox, but it is. The more intelligent you are, the more hesitant you will be, because life is vast, life is immense, immeasurable, mysterious. How can you be certain? Living in uncertainty, living in insecurity is simplicity. And simplicity is living here now, living this moment as it comes. When it comes, we will see about it. Why to waste our present moment in something that is not there? When it comes, we will watch it. When it comes, we will respond to it. Right now, there is no need. Only this much for this morning, until we meet again. Take care and do have a pleasant day.